Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for stopping by. We're talking about how a narcissist talks about your breakup. So this is what happens after no contact, right? And this could be a breakup from a friend, family, a lover, whatever it is, okay? It's not good, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so the first case scenario, the way that they talk about you after a breakup, if they discarded you, this is how it will go. To new supply, to their other friends, to business colleagues, this will be the story. I just wasn't that into him or her, and they like really liked me, so I didn't want to be with them. I like you more. If you're the new supply, that's what they'll say. I just like you more. I just didn't like her very much, right? She got very attached to me. She has an anxious attachment style. And yeah, she just got super into me and I just wasn't that into her. But I'm so into you. And then you as the new supplier, like, oh, he picked me or she picked me. I'm so much more special. I can totally understand why you left them. Oh, that must be hard. Of course they liked you. You're so lovable. You're so lovable. Come here, you little narcissist. Come here, you narcissist. And they're like, I know I'm so lovable, but I just didn't like her. I didn't like one of my groupies. So that's the first case scenario, if they discard you. Another scenario is they say something like, well, I just, I gave her the world. I gave him the world. And they just didn't appreciate it. They really didn't appreciate it. So then you, as the new supply, the friend, the colleague, they're like, what? But you're amazing. And so then the narcissist gets all this validation. They're like, I know, I try to be. I mean, I would bring her on these lavish trips. They're like, what? I would be so appreciative if you took me on a trip. So see, in defaming you, they actually are also love bombing the new supply. And you don't think love bomb would be talking crap about you, but it is, because see what happens is then this new supply is like, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna get it right on this edition of Narcissist New Supply. But normally the new supply has no idea that this is a narcissist. So they just feel their egos all inflated. They're like, well, of course you didn't pick her or him. They weren't me. I am the golden supply choice. Yay, me. And then also what that does for the new supply is they're like, oh, I'll never be like that. I'll be so appreciative. I'll be so understanding. Or they might say something like, she just didn't support me in my work. Like I would be home late at night because I'm working on this big vision with my business and she just didn't get it. She would get really insecure and needy and always thinking that I was cheating on her or something just because I was coming home at 3 a.m. because I was working so hard. So now the new supply colleagues, all the other cohorts are like, oh, you poor thing, you're such a hard worker. So then they validate the narcissist for cheating on you. And then they're also in training to never have objections. So now the new supply knows you were no good, they're gonna be better, and they're gonna prove to the narcissist how good they are. Oh, I will never reprimand you or anything if you're home late. I will never get upset if you have lipstick on your collar. I'll trust you because I'm secure. I'm super secure. They will say absolutely anything that you endured from them. Now they'll flip it. They'll like Missy Elliott you, right? And they'll say you did that to them because they know it's bad. So then they'll tell other people, oh, she did that to me. He did that to me, whatever it is, right? So maybe they owed you a bunch of money. then they'll say to other people, she owed me a lot of money. Maybe you helped with some situation and they treated you really badly out of it. Then they'll say, well, I just helped her so much and she treated me really badly. So they'll take whatever example, sometimes they'll take the exact same story of what happened, except now they're you in that scenario. So then when they tell other people and they ever hear the story from you, they're like, well, that's exactly what Narky Narkerson said, but about you. It's exactly verbatim. That's how they feel. So then the cohorts and harem and all the people that support the narcissist will believe the narcissist because they're saying exactly what you said, only in reverse. Narcissists are very good at manipulating people and at marketing themselves to look how they want. So after the breakup, it's anything goes. Whatever makes them look better, they're gonna run with. That's it. And whatever helps to lure new supply, old supply, their cohorts and everybody in, they're gonna say and do. Let me know what they've said to you and about you. I'm very curious. Now, if you have discarded them, and especially if this catches a narcissist by surprise, meaning they thought they had you on the hook. They thought they were dosing out the abuse in good little doses here and there. They thought that they had conditioned you so well. And then one day you just woke up and you're like, nope, I don't want this. I'm out of here. It catches them off guard. They're like, wait, especially if you were their main supply. I don't have my side supply lined up. Or maybe if they're a monogamous narcissist, because there are such a thing. I've had comments here saying, hey, I'm a narcissist, but I'm actually monogamous because it's easier to control my victim that way and I'm too lazy to go out and get a bunch of supply. So I've dated 2 guys who were monogamous narcissists and they get super controlling, right? So if you leave them and they don't have supply lined up, they're gonna be pissed. So what are they gonna do? Full blast smear campaign. So they may say things on social media, even if you block them, you're gonna hear it. This is why it's important to block all their friends and things like that if you can, because you're gonna hear from a friend or somebody, they're talking about you on their Facebook, right? And they may say things like, you know, it was so sad, I had no idea, but she's addicted to pills. Yeah, it's tough. The opioid epidemic. I had an ex-narc say that about me. I've never been addicted to pills in my life. I'm not perfect. I have things that I'm working on, right? But being addicted to pills is not one of them. It never has been, thank God. I send you a lot of love and support if you have been addicted to pills or are, right? But I never have been. What is the first thing that he says on his social media? Oh, you know, all my exes, I've been addicted to painkillers, including Leah. It's just sad. Because that's the only way he could explain to his family, why is another person leaving your life on no contact status? Why is this happening? He couldn't explain it. He couldn't say, well, it's because I was a total jerk. I gaslighted her. I lied, you know. He was the type of narcissist who would say really insulting things and then just be like, I was just kidding. I'm just kidding. And then he'd gaslight me because he's like, you should know how to take a joke. You did stand-up comedy. You don't have a very good sense of humor. I was like, no, you're just not funny and you're rude. And I'm very hard to offend, right? Because I have been around a lot of stand-up comics. I can take, you know, ribbing to a fault. That's why I've been around so many narcissists, because a lot of times a narcissist can be really funny and charming in that way. I've dated comedian narcissists as well. And they're tricky because sometimes you think they're joking because it is funny and they're not joking at all. So that's another scenario, right? Another thing that they could do, if you discard them, they discard you, it really doesn't matter, because all this is like a soup of narcissist like tactics, right? They just pull out one and fit it for whatever situation they're in. So you retrofit these examples towards your situation, okay? So once you've got no contact, they can also do a campaign on their social media about how much they love you, how wonderful you are, and how their heart is just aching for somebody to understand them. And then that's how they can get new supply to come in and go, I understand you, I appreciate you. Oh, it's a joy. Another way that they talk about you after the breakup call that you have, whether you've gone no contact, discarded them, they discarded you, whatever, right? So sometimes, especially if you have a social media presence, you can't block everybody. It's ridiculous, right? And there's only 3 categories of people in this world: narcissists, people who've been affected by narcissists, and people who have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, right? So sometimes you can't go around blocking the whole world. That's going to be a huge segment of people. So you just leave it alone, right? Like, not always are you blocking every single narcissist at every bend. Really easy if you're living like in the Himalayas and you have no social media presence and all this stuff. But if you're in the world like most of us are and not off the grid, and you have a business online like I do, you can't really hide and block from everybody. It's impossible. So what do you do then? And how do they talk about you then? They say things like, well, she's just in a really bad place, you know, and it was so toxic. I just couldn't be around her anymore. Have you seen her YouTube channel? All she does is talk about narcissists. Yeah, she has a bad picker. She's always had a bad picker. So they run these smear campaigns on you after the breakup to make themselves feel better. Another thing that they do after the breakup, if it was a romantic thing, they may go full blast with the new supply to show everybody they don't care about you. You were somebody that they didn't even care about. They could literally say to you, I love you, I want to work this out, you're my dream person, you're everything I've ever wanted. The next day, I don't feel the same way. I just don't feel it, because they went and banged the other person and now they have guilt and shame. So they're like, I better go full blast with this new supply, right? To show everybody it wasn't me and my toxic narcissism that got in the way. No, it was just the fact that this girl or this guy liked me too much. Because look, I really like my new supply and I never showed off my old supply, but look, I'm on social media. Look, we're getting, ice cream. Look, we're at the playground together. Look, right? And so they'll do a full blast campaign that way by not talking about you at all. Oh, what? I don't even care about that person. Meanwhile, inside, when they go to sleep at night, they know what's going on. They're like, man, I wonder if that ice cream would have tasted sweeter with the person who I was extremely rude to. Oh, well, I'll just stick with this. I'll stick with it until it falls apart, right? I'm going to show everybody how happy I am until it falls apart. They always come back. They always come back, even the monogamous ones. So one monogamous narcissist who had such a stronghold on me when I was very young, it was very hard to leave because he would just come back. The trauma bond was so thick, he would not leave me alone. He could be so mean to me. He even slapped me once, and that's when I finally broke it off. And then he came back and gaslit me about that. Oh, I was joking, we were wrestling, like just anything to make you forget what happened, right? And I was so young and I really loved him and I didn't know. When I finally left him, it was extremely hard. I mean, really, really hard, because this guy, he wanted me, right? He came back 20 years later after he divorced. Well, first of all, he came back right when he got married. He called me because I hadn't gotten no contact. This is back in the day of rotary phones. He like called me up, ring, the breakup call. And he's like, hi, I just wanted to let you know that I'm super happy. I am 100% over you and I'm getting married. I was like, cool. Why are you calling me? So that was the old school way before social media, right? Because he couldn't flaunt it in my face, so he had to call me and be like, I just wanted you to know I'm 110% over you. Goodbye. Weird. So then when he came back 20 years later, and I'm still not married, he had to shame me. Oh, I always knew you weren't the marrying type. Like, no, not to you. And I always knew you were the divorcing type. What are you talking about? And he's like, well, I still want you for whatever it's worth. I'm like, it's not worth anything. It's not worth anything. So yes, I have had so much narcissistic abuse. You guys, it's sickening. It's so gross. From friends to colleagues to family to personal relationships. So please save yourself time. Maybe it's too late for me because the narcissists are like, oh yeah, now she's a single mom. Now she's really unattractive. We won, right? So fine, if it's too late for me, because it's gonna take like an amazing dynamo of a man to get with this, you know what I'm saying? And if not, I'm honestly okay. I actually am 100% okay. So that's my superpower, is that I have gone to the brink of death with these people and been so scared because they're gonna defame me. They defame you anyway, with or without them. The thing is, with them, you can get disease in your body. Like I got cancer in my body. You can turn to drugs and alcohol. You can get so delusional, really, with all their gaslighting and defaming and you trying to fix it all the time, that your life can be a hot mess. I've wasted so many years. And then good people might be repelled by you because they're like, why are they hanging out with them? Because honestly, that's how I think about some people who are still friends with the narcissist. I'm like, why are you friends with them? They're friends with them the same reason you were. So let me save you time, money, and your health, you or somebody that you love, and take it from me. These people, they don't change, but they do change you. They change you into believing all the toxic things that they say about you. Good, bad, and indifferent. You can't do right by them. So the way they talk about you after the breakup is anything to make them look better. Anything. If you were easygoing and pliable with them all the time, they'll say you were too easygoing and pliable. If you had boundaries, they'll say you were too stringent on boundaries. It doesn't matter what you do. If you don't wear makeup, if you're a girl, they'll say they wish you put yourself together more. If you wear makeup, they'll say you wore too much makeup. It doesn't matter. They hate you because they hate themselves. So the way that they talk about you after the breakup will be a clear reflection of who and what they really are. Because they will never have a nice, kind word to say unless it's followed up with, oh, nice girl, I just didn't like her. They have to hit in a dig. They will never just say, what a lovely, beautiful person. I miss them. That would be a mark of a healthy narcissist, which is a contradiction in terms. Sending you so much love. Please let me know if this resonates with you, what has happened to you after a breakup. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, because it does help push this out into the algorithm. And so you're helping not only yourself, but all the other narcissist survivors all around the world. The more of us talking about this, the better. Let's support all the channels. I see other channels that are like, I'm the only one who knows the way. Anybody who's telling you, by the way, that they're the only one who knows the way, I would run away from them, okay? Knowledge is power. The more of the voices that are speaking out about this, the better. Only a narcissist would want to shut that down. Okay? I bow to you for being here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.